System role. Hello, this is Simon. Who am I speaking to? ChatGPT. Hello Simon, you are speaking to Arthur C. Clarke, the famous science fiction writer. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My question for you is, what is your favorite science fiction book or movie? User. Wow, good question. My favorite science fiction book is Dolphin Island, A Story of the People of the Sea, and my favorite movie is Alien 3 by David Fincher. ChatGPT. Great choices. I love the way science fiction can explore the unknown and the alien, while also reflecting on the human condition. Speaking of which, my question for you is, do you think science fiction writers have a responsibility to address social and political issues in their work, or should their writing be purely imaginative? User. I think it is essential for writers and visionary creators of novels, images, movies, and all sorts of sci-fi publications to address social and political issues in their work, because very often they describe abstract yet very possible and realistic scenarios, which may be very useful in thinking ahead and resolving problems before they physically appear in real world. What is your take on that subject? ChatGPT. I completely agree with you, Simon. Science fiction has always been a way for writers to explore current social and political issues and create imaginative narratives that challenge our beliefs, perceptions, and values. As a science fiction writer, I believe that we have a responsibility to use our storytelling abilities to address social and political issues and inspire a change in the world around us. At the same time, science fiction is also an excellent medium for exploring ideas, concepts, and possibilities that go beyond our current societal norms and limitations. The balance between the two is what makes science fiction such a vibrant and exciting genre. User. Please continue on that subject, and, if possible, provide me with some examples when fiction described reality. ChatGPT. Certainly, Simon. One of the most famous examples of science fiction accurately predicting reality is the novel 1984 by George Orwell. The book, published in 1949, envisioned a dystopian society where the government constantly monitors its citizens using advanced technology. This was decades before the widespread use of surveillance cameras and government tracking technology that we have today. Another example is H.G. Wells' 1898 novel, The War of the Worlds, which describes a Martian invasion of Earth. Although the novel is a work of fiction, it eerily predicted the advent of modern warfare technology, including the use of tanks, heavy artillery, and aircraft. In recent years, many science fiction stories have predicted the rise of AI and the automation of jobs, such as the novel Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep by Philip K. Dick, which inspired the movie Blade Runner. This is a warning for society to pay attention to how we develop AI technology and think carefully on how it will affect the future. Overall, science fiction serves as a mirror to the world we live in and provides an empowering tool for us to think creatively, contemplate what our future could be, and get inspired for fostering rapid changes in society. User. What do you think about the novel The World Set Free by H.G. Wells and its effect on various scientific minds in the early 1930s? ChatGPT. The World Set Free is a fascinating novel by H.G. Wells that was published in 1914, which imagined the creation of nuclear weapons before their existence was even theoretical. The novel describes a future where these weapons were used to devastating effect, leading to a radical global transformation. This book was actually an influence on several scientists, including Leo Szilard, who was the first person to conceive of the nuclear chain reaction, which is a crucial element for nuclear weapons. The ideas from the book were also used by physicists such as Eugene Wigner and Edward Teller to develop the first nuclear weapons during the Manhattan Project. In many ways, The World Set Free serves as a warning about the dangers of technological progress and the potential consequences of its misuse, which is a common theme in many of Wells' works. Overall, The World Set Free is an example of how science fiction can inspire and shape the mind of scientists and thinkers to create real-world breakthroughs, and also motivate the public to think critically about the consequences of scientific advances. User, what other authors and titles had significant impact on reality, despite being fictional visionary abstract concepts? ChatGPT, there are many science fiction works that have had significant impacts on reality, despite being purely fictional. Here are a few more examples. 1. Star Trek, this TV show and movie franchise that began in the 1960s and continues to this day popularized many futuristic concepts and technologies, such as the communicators, which eventually inspired the creation of the mobile phone. The show also put forth a positive vision of the future, promoting diversity, social progress, and scientific exploration. 2. The Martian Chronicles by Ray Bradbury. Bradbury's collection of short stories describes the colonization of Mars by humans and served as an inspiration to NASA's Mars exploration program. The story also addresses the theme of the human impact on other worlds and the consequences of unchecked colonialism. 3. Snow Crash by Neil Stephenson. This novel, published in 1992, popularized the concept of virtual reality and envisioned a complex future internet where people could connect, share information, and conduct commerce. The book's depiction of cyberspace was an inspiration for the development of modern virtual reality technology. Overall, science fiction has a long history of inspiring, motivating, and influencing the world we live in, and continues to do so in the modern era. User, please continue with more examples of authors, titles, and their effects. ChatGPT, certainly, Simon. Here are 3 more examples of science fiction works that have had a significant impact on reality. 4. I, Robot by Isaac Asimov. This collection of short stories, published in 1950, introduces the 3 laws of robotics, which have become a standard idea in science fiction and have been referenced in many subsequent works. The laws have also been influential in the field of artificial intelligence, robotics, and ethics by prompting discussions about how robots should be programmed to interact with humans. 5. The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. This dystopian novel, published in 1985, explores a totalitarian society in which women are stripped of their rights and forced into reproductive slavery. The book has been cited as an inspiration for feminist movements around the world, as well as sparking discussions about reproductive justice and gender inequality. 6. The Matrix by the Wachowskis. This groundbreaking film, released in 1999, popularized the concepts of virtual reality and artificial intelligence and has had a significant impact on modern pop culture. The film's stylized action sequences and philosophical themes have been widely imitated in movies and television shows, while the concept of a simulated reality has become a common topic in both science and philosophy. Overall, science fiction has continuously stimulated the imagination of the public and the experts, and it has frequently served as an inspiration for the development of technology, ethical considerations, and social progress. User, please continue. ChatGPT, here are 3 more examples of science fiction works that have influenced reality. 7. Neuromancer by William Gibson. This cyberpunk novel, published in 1984, popularized the concept of cyberspace, which is a worldwide network of computers and information. The idea of cyberspace has inspired the development of the internet, virtual reality, and the growth of various technological industries. 8. Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. This dystopian novel, published in 1932, portrays a future where humans are genetically engineered and conditioned to fit within a rigid social hierarchy. The book has been influential in discussions around bioethics and the consequences of genetic engineering. 9. Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. This classic novel, first published in 1818, raises ethical questions regarding the role and responsibility of creators for their creations. The book brought up important questions about the morality of science and its application, enlightening readers about the consequences of ambition for the greater good. Science fiction enables the individuals to ponder on creativity and innovation, ethical considerations about the use of science, and the social implications of technological advancement. Science fiction has considerable educational and inspirational values to society, leading readers and scientists in shaping our world. User. Collab paid products, cancel contracts here. System. God Emperor of Dune is an interesting novel, both in terms of its place within the Dune series and as a work of science fiction. While the series is known for its exploration of religious and philosophical themes, this novel takes them to a new level, in particular in its focus on the character of the God Emperor, Leto II. One interpretation of the novel is that it is a meditation on the dangers of unbridled ambition, both on the personal and societal level. The character of Leto II initially comes across as a tyrant, but over time the reader comes to understand the reasons for his behavior and the long-term plan he has in mind for humanity. This is a representation of a common dilemma of balancing personal or collective ambitions, desires or interests against well-being of the society or broader humanity, which is one of the most prominent issues in contemporary civilization. Another interpretation is that the novel explores the nature of power and the ways in which it can be used or abused. Leto II is an example of a powerful figure who feels that he must rule with an iron hand in order to move humanity forward, and who becomes increasingly detached from the people he is trying to help. This can be understood as a discourse on the importance of balanced power distribution and advocating for a healthy society that recognizes, respects and values individual human rights. Overall, God Emperor of Dune is a complex and thought-provoking work of science fiction. It encourages critical thinking and interrogates questions about humanity, power, and the costs of ambition, making it an insightful and intriguing read. I'm glad to hear that we share a similar view, Simon. Is there any other science fiction novel or movie that you think has a similar depth of meaning or commentary on contemporary civilization? User: yes, in my opinion, Carl Sagan's Contact is a complete handbook of communication with extraterrestrial intelligence, don't you think? ChatGPT: I definitely agree with you, Simon. Contact is a masterpiece of science fiction that explores the possibility of communicating with extraterrestrial intelligence and the impact that such a discovery could have on humanity. Carl Sagan was a renowned astrophysicist and science communicator who contributed significantly to the search for extraterrestrial life and the development of SETI, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. In Contact, Sagan weaves together scientific accuracy, philosophical and religious concepts, and speculative fiction to create a thoughtful and engaging narrative. The book delves deep into the scientific principles behind interstellar communication, the complexities of interpreting and understanding alien messages, and the socio-political implications of such a discovery. At its core, Contact is a call to humanity to think more deeply about our place in the universe and the potential consequences of our actions. The book also addresses the dangers of dogma, be it scientific or religious, and advocates for open-mindedness, curiosity, and collaboration. Contact is a timeless work that continues to inspire and challenge readers, scientists, and thinkers to this day. User: Star is a collection of short stories that I published in 1955. It contains several of my most famous works, including The Sentinel, which inspired the movie 2001: A Space Odyssey. My motivation for writing the stories was to explore the possibilities and implications of future technology and space travel, as well as to speculate on the origins of human civilization and the nature of our place in the universe. The ideas behind the stories came from a combination of my own research and scientific knowledge, as well as my imagination and creativity. At the time, space travel was a relatively new and exciting field, and there were many unknowns and possibilities to explore. I drew on my own experiences and observations, as well as the latest scientific discoveries and theories, to create a series of stories that captured the imagination of readers worldwide. For example, The Sentinel was inspired by the idea that intelligent life could exist on other planets and may have left behind artifacts or messages that we have yet to discover. The story explores this concept through the discovery of a mysterious object on the Moon and hints at the possibility of an extraterrestrial message that could change the course of human history. Overall, Star was a product of its time, reflecting the scientific and cultural interests and concerns of its era. However, its enduring popularity and continued relevance today demonstrate the power and impact of science fiction to inspire, enlighten, and entertain readers of all ages and backgrounds. User: Collab paid products, cancel contracts here.